All right, welcome back to Modern Ronin Media. I'm Tommy, and this is a channel where we talk about filmmaking for people who love the art of filmmaking. And I gotta ask you guys, if you're not subscribed yet, do me a favor, click on the subscribe button and the bell icon next to it so we get you all the notifications when we get our latest videos up. Let's talk about 5 basic camera movements that will enhance your storytelling skills. These movements can be used for your YouTube channel, corporate work, and narrative films. Let's start with why you'd want to move the camera in the first place. Video is a visual storytelling medium, and movement can enhance your ability to tell your story. There are a couple types of physical movement that you can use. One is moving the camera, where the camera itself moves, and the other is character movement, such as an actor or an object of interest that moves while the camera remains still. These two categories are the most basic building blocks to get you the skills to create compound moves, where you can use both these techniques in a single shot. I want to focus on the 2 most basic camera movements. Anyone with a camera and a tripod should master these. Then later in this video, we'll talk about 3 other moves that can be done with a gimbal or a slider. Now keep in mind, these shots are done in camera. In the future, we'll discuss recreating some of these moves in post. The first move is a pan, which is a horizontal radial movement with the camera. It's probably the most common camera movement and often used to reveal or as a way to transition or hide a cut to another shot. I like to use it for scenes where I'm revealing a character in conversation. The camera pans right to from the talking character to reveal the reaction of the non-talking character. The speed of the pan and the direction of the pan can build tension or create urgency. Next, we'll talk about the tilt. The tilt is a vertical up-down movement which is used extensively in film and corporate video, but rarely in an interview situation. One of the most famous uses of the tilt is the opening sequence of most Star Wars movies. Typically a tilt down from space to reveal a planet or a ship. In the early movies, this was done with models in camera. I use the tilt to show a sense of size. For me, the tilt up is perfect to show how large a character is in its world, and the tilt down can make that same character feel small. Combining just these 2 moves can add a level of dimension to your video that kicks it up to the next level. Now let's jump to the final 3 moves. Like I said at the beginning of this video, these are best done on a slider or a dolly, but can be replaced by a gimbal or even handheld if you have good image stabilization or a super steady hand. The first one of these 3 is the push or push in. This move is a horizontal camera movement where the camera is pushed towards the subject. Using this move alone, the subject maintains its place in frame while getting larger in the frame. A zoom in is a similar effect, but pushes create parallax with any foreground or background objects. I like doing slow push-ins on intense dialogue scenes for my narratives. While doing product videos, the push is great for highlighting points of interest on the product. Next up is the exact opposite of the push-in. The pull or pull out is the same movement as the push, but in the opposite direction. The subject remains in the same space of the frame, but gets smaller. Like the tilt down, I like using this move to create a sense of a larger space. Another thing I like to do in narrative is to pull out of a dialogue scene to reveal who the character is speaking to. The final move is a slide. When done right, this is a great move that adds a layered feel on any scene. The move at its most basic is a horizontal movement 90 degrees off axis to the camera lens. If you want to emphasize parallax in your shot, I think the slide is the best way to do it. In product shooting, it's another way to create a sense of size. When shooting a narrative of a couple having dinner, using a slide with people in the foreground and background will create a multi-layered parallax effect. The people in the foreground will move across the frame faster than your subjects, and the people in the background will move slower than the couple having dinner. After mastering these 5 moves on their own, then think about layering them into really unique 3-dimensional shots. If you create a shot with a tilt, a push, a slide, a pan, then you'll have something that looks like a high-budget film. Also, if you take the time to find out what type of movement goes with the type of emotion the shot is trying to invoke, you're going to have some amazing work. That's it for this week. I can't wait to see you next week. Do me a favor, tell me what you think of this video by leaving a comment below. I'm gonna leave you with this question. What do you do with a dusty scarf? Check out next week's video to find out my answer. And as always, guys, get out there and create amazing things. Don't worry about the most expensive gear or the best gear in the market. Use the gear that's right for what you're shooting. And also, don't forget to check out other videos that we've done right here.